Season 73 of your UAAP, the Final Four.
I've got to love that intro. Yes, that's how we do it at ABS-CBN Sports. And we are coming to you live from the arena in San Juan City for our continuing coverage of the UAAP Season 73 Women's Volleyball Tournament. And you're watching us only here on Studio 23. Our second semifinal matchup will take place today as the De La Salle University Lady Spikers will take on their arch rival, the Ateneo de Manila University Lady Eagles. Good afternoon, volleyball fanatics. Anton Rojas, and together with me is Ann Remulla. And it has been a while since we have had 3 Ateneo La Salle matches in one UAP volleyball season.
That's right, but of course these games something to look forward to, especially for the Ateneo and the La Salle fans out there.
And we can see the nice crowd that we have here. La Salle fans with balloons, the Ateneo and their pep squad with their loud drums. Of course, both these teams took on different routes to get to where they are at this point. La Salle, of course, winning all their games on the court, finishing at the top of the standings with 13 wins and 1 defeat. Of course, that 1 defeat was a forfeit against UE. And Ateneo, on the other hand, stumbled out the gates. They had their first 5 games at 1 win and 4 defeats before they stabilized themselves and got 7 straight wins. The problem was, after those 7 straight wins by Ateneo, in which they did not lose a set, they bumped De La Salle. And of course, La Salle beat them in straight sets.
That's right. And, you know, coming into this game, it's actually going to be a challenge to Ateneo because coming into this game, they're actually coming off 2 losses. One against La Salle and another one against Adamson University.
That's right. They actually had a chance to make it to 3rd place at the end of the elimination round if they defeated Adamson, but they lost in straight sets. So that's 2 in a row losses in straight sets for Ateneo. They were playing well in that 7-game win streak. The question is, Ann, what kind of Ateneo Lady Eagle team are we going to see today? Will we see that streaking team that built that 7-game win streak? Or will we see that Ateneo team that seemingly lacks the desire to get a win?
Well, actually, a while ago, I got the chance to talk to Coach Roger Goreyeb of Ateneo, and I was telling him, what do you think do your girls need in order to win? Sabi niya, in terms of skills, the girls have it. They've been training hard, masipag and all that. But I guess one thing that is challenging the team is yung mindset, yung sinasabi ni Coach Roger.
All right, let's go back to the first 2 meetings between these 2 teams to see a proper comparison on how these 2 teams faced each other. The first round meeting happened last year, December 12, and La Salle picked up its 4th straight win while Ateneo was in the middle of a 3-game losing streak. They lost to UE, La Salle, and then Ateneo after before building that 7-game win streak. La Salle just had too much firepower in this game, and Mercado had 18, Cruz had 17 points, Alarca had 16, Gumabao had 12, and Maranyo had 10. Ateneo, on the other hand, only 2 players scored in double digits. G. Herbacio had 18 and Phil Cainglet had 15.
But, you know, if you look at that game, Ateneo was quite successful in terms of pushing La Salle and, you know, winning the 3rd set. So, hindi naman siya straight set win. So, somehow, they gave La Salle a scare in the 3rd set.
But if you're going to look here in the stats, the most glaring statistic here is the blocks.
That's right. It's 18 points for La Salle as compared to only 2 of Ateneo. But, you know, something to think about also for Ateneo is the number of points they gave to La Salle as they committed these errors, 22 errors in that game.
All right. Let's go now to that second meeting between these 2 teams. And it was a much easier win, okay, for La Salle. Again, as I mentioned a while ago, this was the game wherein Ateneo was entering this one with a 7-game win streak in which they won 21 sets in a row. But again, a different team showed up here against the Lady Spikers as La Salle easily dismantled the Lady Eagles.
Now for La Salle, actually, this season has been pretty consistent for them. you'd see that although there are some teams that pushed their games to 4 sets or maybe even 5, you know, the consistency is there when they play inside the court. And that's something that might have come as a shock also to Ateneo, because the first time they met, it was 4 sets. The second time, if you look at the score, it's 25-18, 25-11, and 25-12. So you could probably say that it was quite a breeze for LaSalle.
And here, Ateneo was able to limit the blocks now of LaSalle. It's much lower from that 18 block output the last time. But if you look at the spikes, wow, that is 20 spikes more than what Ateneo was able to put up.
That's right. It's halos 50%. And here, you'll see naman that the advantage of LaSalle when in terms of attacking is, aside from the height, if they go up against a team like Ateneo, yung height advantage ng LaSalle is really something that would be working for this tall lineup.
Ateneo is on a 2-game losing streak. Coming into this game, their latest loss was against Adamson in the Final Four, while LaSalle, again, has not lost on the court. And they came off a game against UST in what was the most exciting game of the season. LaSalle had to win 2 straight sets in the end to defeat UST. So don't you think that that's a situation in which the Lady Spikers learn from, because they have not been in that situation so far this season?
Well, I think that has, because tama ka, no? All throughout the season, you could say that it's an easy win for LaSalle. 3 sets, 4 sets, but that game against UST, that really gave LaSalle a scare, because that game could have gone any way, and with the way that UST played, talagang LaSalle is seeing a threat in that.
You talked about the consistency of LaSalle. Last year, Joanne C. was awarded the Rookie of the Year award and the Best Blocker award. But this year, another lady has stepped up, Michelle Gumabao. Of course, I've said this before. If the UAP had a Most Improved Player award, I'd give it to her because of the numbers she's putting up right now. She's the best blocker in terms of her average per set. And who knows, she could get the Best Blocker award this season if she keeps up her good play.
That's right. You can see Michelle Gumabao there on your screen. And like what we said, no, in the past, it was actually Joanne C. who won the Rookie of the Year and also one of the best blockers. Ngayon, pinalatan siya ni Michelle Gumabao. As you can see her statistics there. 8.4 points per game, 4.8 attacks per game, and 2.6 blocks per game. She's currently #1 in the league. Now, going back to my point, looking at the fact that Joanne C. used to be the best blocker, Rookie of the Year, Michelle Gumabao replacing her, that just goes to show kung gaano kalalim ang bangko ng LaSalle.
Exactly. And there was even one game wherein all the players of LaSalle, that was the second round matchup against UE, were used and were able to put up points on the board. Our very own Job De Leon was able to speak with Michelle Gumabao before this game. Let's listen in on that interview.
For a team like the LaSalle, is the twice to beat advantage still something you guys think about?
Of course, nobody wants to be too confident or overconfident, so we want to win this in the first game, and as we always say, all for God, and we just want to do our best.
All right, you're back in the same situation as last year, #1 seed. How is the road to the finals any different than last year?
Now you can see that we're more eager to win, and we communicate more, and the team gels, and just do everything for God, and hopefully we emerge successful.
All right, thank you very much. Really hope all of that pays off. Once again, Michelle Gumabao of DLSU Lady Spikers.
Incredible focus being shown there by Michelle Gumabao based on what she said on the interview. This is a redemption year for LaSalle. Same situation, 13-1 at the end of the elimination round. They want to set up a rematch, another date with UST in the finals. They want to finish it today with 1 game against Ateneo.
That's right. If they weren't successful last year, they will try again this year. But of course, it's a different challenge going up against a team like UST. But for this team, they will take things one at a time. So for today, it would be Ateneo. Yun muna ang goal nila.
All right, let's focus our attention now on the side of Ateneo. And Coach Roger Goreyab, of course, in his 3rd season with the Lady Eagles, wants progress every year. In his first season, 6-8, did not make the Final Four. Second year in the UAAP, 10-4, made the Final Four, but lost in 1 game. They finished 3rd place. This season and 4th place. So you can feel that from a person like Coach Roger Grayeb, who came from winning teams in other leagues, you know that he is not happy with what Ateneo has achieved this year, considering their record is below what they achieved last year.
That's right. Kaya nga kanina, no, like what I mentioned earlier, I talked to him, asking him what he thinks is still lacking with the team. But yun nga, like what he said, and it's something that's also visible to everyone, something that's very evident. Skill-wise, we can see that there is a lot of improvement with this Ateneo team in terms of katanungin mong palaban itong Ateneo. But ang sinasabi nga niya towards the latter part of each game that they play, yung mental strength ang kailangan niyang palakasin dito sa kanyang team.
And speaking of skill, and this lady right here, Phil Kainglet, does not lack skill at all. She has been a winner in high school, in St. Scholastica's College, was an MVP, won a couple of championships. Ang kulang na lang dito kay Phil is to win in the college level.
That's right, of course. There you can see Phil Kainglet, the outside hitter for Ateneo. And tama ka, no? Of course, for each player who's playing in the collegiate level, iba yung level in college, eh. But everyone, I should say, has that same ultimate goal, which is to win a championship. There you can see Phil's statistics, about almost 13 points per game, 11.4 coming from her attack.
And Phil is expected to continue her consistent ways should Ateneo score an upset against the Lady Spikers today. Earlier, our very own Steph C was able to speak with Phil Kainglet. Let's see what Phil had to say.
Since you're the underdogs in this battle, how do you plan to overcome LaSalle's twice-to-beat advantage, and how did you prepare for today's match?
I think we prepared. We're just adjusting our defense because there are some lapses. And we fixed our blocking also.
Well, now that you're going against the #1 team, how do you plan to approach this game? And sino-sino naman ang balak yung bantayan?
I think we should just enjoy this game because there's nothing to lose, and lahat naman kailangang bantayan sa LaSalle. And also, we have to bring our A game, and maybe it's because they have calling Cara after that last game.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was Phil Kainglet of the Ateneo Lady Eagles.
UAAP Volleyball Final Four. Officiating this match, first referee, Nestor Belio, international referee. Our second referee, Yul Venosa, international referee candidate. And our teams playing today, first, about to celebrate their centennial 100th year anniversary this next school year. Here are the current #1 team since day one with a twice-to-beat advantage. This year's hosts, the DLSU Lady Spikers. Their opponents finished #4 in the eliminations and will host Season 74 of the UAAP here on the Ateneo de Manila Lady Eagles.